Make it 3 wins in a row now for the Falmouth Commodores. And Matt, I think we can say it, the doors are hot as we welcome you into another edition of Closing the Door. David Hadar here alongside with Matt Levine. Tonight, a 5-3 victory over the Wareham Gatemen here at Gov Fuller Field. Matt, an important win for Falmouth tonight because they came in 2 points behind Wareham in the standings. And with the win tonight, the two teams now tied with 18 points apiece in the Western Division.
Not only tied with points, but now Falmouth has more wins than the Gatemen. And they're 2-0-1 against them this season. One of the games rained out. So officially their third contest concluded. And now you really are seeing the Falmouth Commodores start to play a little bit of better baseball. And if they beat up again, like I said in the pregame show, I said it all throughout the broadcast, if they beat up on Wareham and they beat up on Katuitt, they're going to be in a better situation to make the playoffs at the end of the month.
With Falmouth now winning 3 in a row, they've picked up back-to-back wins against Orleans and then the win tonight against Wareham. And in all those games, it's been timely hitting that's helped Falmouth get to that winning victory. Because in the end tonight, the bats were a little colder than in recent games, but they still came up with that timely hit, Doug Hodo, in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, you go back a couple of days ago on Monday. It's Cody Colden driving in the run late. That gives them the 1-run lead and the 1-run win. Then the day after that, at Orleans, they put up 11 runs. Colden, again, was a majority with that, 5 RBIs, a couple of home runs with guys on base for different players throughout the lineup. Tonight, it was a slow start again, and just they were keeping up with Wareham, but then Falmouth's bullpen came in, really set the tone, and then all of a sudden, 9th inning, you get a couple of walks on base, or 8th inning rather, you get a couple of walks in the bottom of the 8th, and you have the bases loaded, and with the go-ahead run on 3rd. And we're literally waiting there. We have the camera set up on the dugout. How is this going to unfold? Because there's been so many games where they've had the opportunity for the timely hit late in a game at home, and it hasn't come until tonight, finally late in a game. Hodo with an infield single, and 1 run comes across as his RBI. An error in the field brought home another and make it a 2-run lead. But just an infield single was enough with the bases loaded. And, I mean, at some point, it's going to be a grand slam or some crazy hit that gets it to be the win. But tonight, it's a soft infield single and enough for the Texas Longhorn.
With Doug Hodo doing that tonight, he picked up both his first and second hits of the season for Falmouth. He also picked up his first RBI of the year, which ended up being the game-winning run for the Commodores tonight. Now, you talked about the bullpen there a moment ago. During this 3-game winning stretch for Falmouth, the bullpen has combined for 14 1/3 innings pitched. They've only given up 2 hits, 1 run, and 13 strikeouts that the pen is combined for. They were shaky about a week and a half ago, and they ended up costing Falmouth a couple of games. Tonight and over this stretch, though, they are really starting to lock things down.
Well, you get a couple guys from Mississippi State, the national champions. That has to help a little bit. But they're relying on somewhat of the similar guys that we've seen over the last few weeks. Chuck Harrison tonight had a pretty good outing. He was helped by caught stealing that had him face the minimum in his second inning of work. And then you pass it off to a guy like Anthony DeFabbia, who was phenomenal again. But that entire bullpen finally coming into its own. And as we continue to say throughout the season, it's really been one part that isn't on top of its game that costs them to lose every night, whether that's the offense struggling here at home or the starting pitching struggling. Tonight, you get a decent start from Jasiak, not his best at all, but definitely a decent start, kept them in the game, and the bullpen set the tone scoreless the rest of the way, which allowed them to then get the late hit.
To expand a little on Anthony DeFabbia, he was roughed up in his last outing at Bourne a week ago, and tonight he comes back out, he erases that from his mind, he picks up his 3rd win of the season. He's now 3-0 for Falmouth out of the bullpen. Just talk a little bit about the guy who just turned 19 2 days ago, about how he's performing out there on the mound.
Well, I'm not the biggest guy that looks into birthdays or anything, so I had no idea until general manager Chris Fitzgerald tells us, well, DeFabbia, I think in his second inning, tonight he threw 3 and finished the game, but in his second inning of his outing, Fitzgerald said to us, this guy just turned 19 a couple of days ago, and you and I were so shocked. He's going out there against guys who are just a little bit older. He's young in his grade, just finished up his freshman season at Stetson. And he comes out and just, it doesn't matter how hard he throws. He's a crafty left-hander. He's got the breaking ball. Tonight the fastball worked for him, and it's just mixing up speeds between Jasiak and then Chuck Harrison, who throws in the low 90s. Then you put DeFabbia on the mound. He was throwing off their hitters just because he doesn't dominate and throw as hard, and that was tough for their hitters to face. But to bounce back the way he did after giving up 2 runs against Bourne, 2 hits, the only guys he faced, they both came around to score. Tonight, 3 innings, he picks up the win, now has 3 wins on the year, and he leads the league tied for the most wins as a pitcher on the Cape at 19 years old. I mean, just unstoppable stuff from Anthony DeFabbia, and I was able to catch up with him after the game. Here's what he had to say. So, Anthony, tonight, 3 innings, no hits allowed, a walk, a hit by pitch, but other than that, you seem to be locked in tonight. What was working for you on the mound?
I kind of struggled early. I was trying to find my footing in the mound early. But once I got that, I was throwing a lot of fastballs tonight. It was moving a lot. So once I did that, I was able to find the zone and get the hitters out.
And you picked up your 3rd win of the season now, a record of 3-0, tied for the league lead in wins. How does that sound?
That's pretty cool. I mean, I know we're trying to just win games as a team, and anything I can do to help us win that is something that I want to do. So it's a lot of fun.
Your birthday a couple days ago, turning 19, going up against guys who are probably a little bit older than you, but it doesn't seem like that really matters to you at all.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I got the ball in the mound, he's got a bat in the box, and, it's best man wins, so I just try to go and compete my anything I can, and, hopefully I win.
And the new look of the team after 3 wins now in a row, this mustache, just tell me a little bit about it. What's going on?
So Chris Armstrong started it. He showed up and was struggling, so he shaved his beard, went with the mustache, and hit 2 home runs. So everybody decided to jump on, and it seems to be working. So I think it's going to stick.
Awesome, Anthony. Congrats on the win, and back to Joanne.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Doug, you not only batted in the winning run, but one on top of that, giving the Commodores a lot of insurance. Talk us through that.
I was just trying. Thank you. Good.
I'm great. Might get a little smeared over here.
All right. Well, I was just trying to put the ball in play and give my team a chance to win. That's about it.
Awesome. Tonight, it seemed like you just were committed to not striking out. What was allowing you to be so successful?
I think just being confident in my approach and just trying to have some bat speed and really just do it for the team.
After the game, I saw Coach Trinity come up to you and congratulate you. How special is that?
It's cool. I mean, I've only been here for a week or so building trust with my coach and my teammates has been good, and that means a lot coming from him.
Awesome. Big win at home. Falmouth taking down Wareham 5-3 tomorrow. They will be on the road at Brewster. I'm Joanne Bethea, closing the door along Matt Levine and David Dore.